Hello, welcome to Reverend Cassandra's weekly YouTube video. Um, this a couple weeks ago, I was talking with a good friend on Zoom, and it was just kind of strange. The conversation went awry, and we never really recovered over Zoom. It was like a lot of tension and awkwardness. And then, so we tried to continue the conversation over email, and the email also was kind of hurtful and wasn't really very helpful. So, luckily, we took that conversation from email to a phone call, and we were able to work it out in like 5 minutes. But it was kind of like a strange spirit had like moved over our friendship, and everything was tense and foreign all of a sudden. And it struck me, I wonder if this like strange spirit, this mysterious presence, was COVID-19, like not literally us having it, but the fact that we're in this disaster in our country, in the world. It's a disaster like none other. We don't really know when the peak is. We don't know when it will end, and we don't know what life will be like on the other side. But I think it can help to name this disaster that we're all in, and to just name the trauma and the stress and the psychological toll that it has on all of us, even if we haven't grieved loved ones who've been taken by the disease, but just absorbing the news and the whole change of lifestyle and everything as far as social distancing and everything. So someone, I don't really know who, created this really cool graph that I wanted to show you. I guess when there's a disaster, humanity tends to follow some predictable patterns. And so, taking COVID-19 as a disaster, we can kind of apply this to our lives. So here it is. This vertical bar is the emotional bar. So emotional high up here, emotional low down here, and this is time. So when a disaster hits, this is like the impact. This is pre-disaster, and we're learning about here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, and our emotions are kind of getting lower and lower and lower impact. But suddenly emotions go high, high, high. This is the heroic phase. People are rising to the occasion. And at the very peak, that's the honeymoon phase as far as community dynamics go. There's community cohesion. We come together. We have a very clear vision about what we need to do to stay together and keep each other safe and well. And then there is a very steep decline emotionally, and this whole period is called the disillusionment time. That's when obviously we stop kind of working together and we kind of work against each other. People are failing us, but even more than that, people are against us. And different things can trigger, even lower emotional points. A year anniversary kind of thing after the disaster hits can trigger lower emotional points in that disillusionment time. But ultimately, hopefully, we enter the reconstruction phase, and that is building the new community after this disaster is over, or maybe even, hopefully, as far as COVID-19 goes, because this is such a long disaster during COVID-19. I find that graph really helpful because it reminds me that even though I might feel irritable or anxious or scared, I don't have to act out of those feelings, that I can be the captain of my own soul, that this whole thing could be like a spiritual challenge to try to live by the principles that I want to guide my life and not necessarily be acting out of emotions that I'm feeling in any given moment. Also, this helps to just recognize, acknowledge the level of trauma that we are going through, whether or not, it's just the psychological trauma that is the reality for anyone living in the world today. And to just act with more forgiveness and compassion for oneself and for one's friends and coworkers and neighbors and high street members and friends. As one member of High Street comforted another last week over the phone after trying to work through kind of a misunderstanding that they had, just saying, this is so hard. And there was real connection and supportive relationship there, and it was beautiful. So to kind of wrap it all up, if you are in a conflict with someone at High Street or in family or wherever, get off of Zoom. The lag time is really hard for conflicts. Get off of email if you find that you're writing a emotionally charged email that's like more than a couple sentences long. Get off of email and pick up the phone. It's old technology, but it really, there's no lag time, and you can solve problems a lot faster that way. And ultimately, just remember that this whole thing is a spiritual challenge for us to be able to be the captain of our own souls, to act out of love and not fear, and to grow in self-awareness, and to offer each other compassion and forgiveness and love in this time. So, little words of hopefully wisdom on this week of 4th of July. And don't forget to come out to my yard sale, well, our yard sale. Let's see if I can give you a little glimpse of my very messy living room. We are getting ready for, most of the stuff is actually outside on our porch already, the yard sale tomorrow. So have a good day. Miss you all. And I love you so much. Talk with you soon. Bye.